Social Security is often misunderstood, and the truth is far from comforting for late starters. Millions of Americans assume that this program alone will provide enough income to retire comfortably. But the reality is much harsher. The reality is even more complex when you consider the funding of Social Security. The program is funded through payroll taxes, and as the population ages, the ratio of workers paying into the system versus retirees drawing benefits is shrinking. Experts project that by 2035, the Social Security Trust Fund may only be able to cover about 75% of scheduled benefits if no reforms are implemented. This potential shortfall adds an extra layer of risk for anyone relying solely on Social Security, especially those starting late. The misconception that Social Security will fully fund retirement can lead to catastrophic planning errors, leaving people exposed to severe financial stress in their later years. It is crucial to accept this reality and begin planning with the assumption that government benefits will not be enough. Another factor that many Americans overlook is inflation. Social Security benefits are adjusted annually for costs of living, but historical data shows that these adjustments often lag behind real inflation in healthcare, housing, and other critical expenses. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that healthcare costs for older Americans have risen significantly faster than general inflation, meaning that retirees are effectively losing purchasing power even with benefits increasing. This gap between Social Security adjustments and real expenses magnifies the shortfall for late starters, reinforcing the urgency of creating additional income streams and savings plans beyond government programs. Ignoring this reality is one of the most common mistakes among Americans over 40. Late starters also face the challenge of limited time for investment growth. If you have not saved enough by your mid-40s or early 50s, you cannot rely on compound interest to build wealth over decades. Instead, you must take deliberate, structured action immediately. This includes maximizing contributions to tax-advantaged accounts, such as 401k IRA, and catch-up contributions if you are over 50. According to IRS limits in 2024, those over 50 can add $7,500 extra to their 401k contributions annually. Every additional dollar counts, and when combined with consistent, diversified investing, it can significantly improve financial security. The key is understanding that Social Security alone cannot bridge the gap, so these measures are not optional, they are necessary. Many Americans underestimate their personal retirement expenses as well. The Employee Benefit Research Institute indicates that retirees typically require 70% to 80% of their pre-retirement income to maintain a similar lifestyle. This includes housing, transportation, healthcare, utilities, food, taxes, and unexpected emergencies. For someone who has delayed savings, this gap between anticipated needs and actual benefits becomes even more daunting. Without a precise understanding of your personal retirement needs, it is impossible to plan effectively. Late starters must take a hard look at current spending, project realistic retirement expenses, and create a plan that addresses the shortfall beyond Social Security. Debt is another major challenge. According to the Federal Reserve, households headed by individuals aged 45 to 54 carry an average of $175,000 in consumer debt, including mortgages, credit cards, and personal loans. High-interest debt reduces the capacity to save, and the longer it remains, the more difficult it becomes to catch up. Eliminating or significantly reducing debt is critical before attempting to close the retirement savings gap. A disciplined budget that reallocates discretionary spending toward retirement savings can dramatically improve outcomes, particularly for late starters who cannot afford financial mistakes. Understanding the limitations of Social Security also means addressing mindset. Many late starters experience denial, thinking they still have time to figure it out, or rely on hope that unforeseen events, inheritances, or windfalls will fill the gap. These assumptions are statistically improbable and can lead to financial disaster. Emotional awareness, combined with a commitment to factual disciplined action, is critical. A clear-eyed assessment of what Social Security will provide versus what is actually needed allows you to make rational decisions about savings, investing, and income planning. Finally, education is a key component. Most Americans over 45 have not fully explored the rules, options, and strategies available to supplement Social Security. Catch-up contributions, employer matching, and tax-advantaged investment accounts can dramatically change outcomes if executed correctly. Seeking guidance from fiduciary financial advisors, or learning through verified evidence-based sources, ensures that late starters make the most of the remaining time and resources available to them. Ignoring these opportunities leaves people at the mercy of Social Security limitations, which, as the data shows, will not be enough to secure a comfortable retirement. Now that you understand the limitations of Social Security, it is time to focus on what you can actually do to secure your retirement. The first step is to take complete control of your financial situation. Start by calculating exactly how much you will need to live comfortably after retirement. Include housing, healthcare, transportation, food, taxes, and emergency expenses. Use realistic numbers, not optimistic guesses. This precise calculation will serve as the foundation for your plan and guide every decision you make. Knowing the exact gap between your projected Social Security benefits and your actual retirement needs allows you to take targeted action rather than relying on hope or luck. Next, maximize every possible tax-advantaged retirement account. If you are employed, contribute to your 401k or similar plan and ensure you receive the full employer match, which is essentially free money. For those over 50, take advantage of catch-up contributions. In 2024, you can contribute an additional $7,500 to your 401k and an extra $1,000 to an IRA. These contributions accelerate growth and compound interest in the limited time remaining. If you are self-employed or your employer does not provide a retirement plan, consider solo 401ks, SEP IRAs, or other high-limit accounts. The goal is to use every legal opportunity to grow your retirement savings beyond Social Security. Debt reduction is critical. High-interest debt such as credit cards, personal loans, and some mortgages can drastically reduce your capacity to save. Focus on eliminating these liabilities as quickly as possible while still contributing strategically to retirement accounts. Creating a disciplined budget that redirects discretionary spending toward investments is one of the most powerful strategies for late starters. Even small amounts consistently invested can make a significant difference over 10 to 15 years. Every dollar matters, and when time is limited, efficiency in saving and investing becomes crucial. Investment strategy must be realistic and balanced. Late starters cannot afford high-risk speculation. A diversified portfolio combining stocks, bonds, and low-risk assets offers steady growth and mitigates risk from market volatility. Historical data shows that the S&P 500 averages 7 to 8% annual returns after inflation. While this is not a guarantee, it demonstrates that consistent, long-term investing works. Avoid risky ventures or get-rich-quick schemes. Your goal is sustainable growth, not gambling. Strategic investing will ensure that your money works effectively to bridge the gap Social Security cannot cover. Increasing income is another powerful lever. Many late starters supplement their savings by taking side jobs, freelancing, negotiating higher salaries, or even delaying retirement slightly. According to U.S. Census Bureau data, individuals who work into their 60s and early 70s often accumulate significantly higher retirement savings than those who retire earlier. Even delaying retirement by 5 years allows for additional contributions and continued portfolio growth. While this approach may not be comfortable, the benefits can be substantial, especially for those starting late. Healthcare planning cannot be overlooked. Social Security does not cover all medical costs. Supplemental insurance, long-term care, and prescription medications can consume tens of thousands of dollars annually. Health savings accounts, HSAs, supplemental coverage, and dedicated medical savings are essential to prevent unexpected expenses from derailing your retirement. The Kaiser Family Foundation reports that healthcare costs for older Americans continue to rise faster than general inflation, making early planning critical. Ignoring these costs is a common mistake and one that late starters cannot afford. Mindset plays a pivotal role in success. Many late starters experience fear, regret, or overwhelm. Accept these emotions, but do not allow them to paralyze action. Focus on what you can control: your savings, investments, budget, and financial decisions. Consistency and discipline are far more important than dramatic leaps or shortcuts. Track your progress regularly, celebrate incremental achievements, and adjust your plan as needed. Incremental, steady action is the key to turning limited time into meaningful retirement security. Professional guidance can make a significant difference. Financial advisors who are fiduciaries legally required to act in your best interest can help optimize investment allocation, tax strategy, and catch-up contributions. While guidance comes at a cost, the potential savings from avoiding mistakes and leveraging strategies are often far greater. Data-driven personalized advice ensures that late starters maximize their limited time and resources effectively, making the difference between a minimal and a comfortable retirement. Finally, take immediate action. The gap left by Social Security cannot be filled passively or later. Every month that passes without disciplined saving, investing, or income growth makes the problem harder to solve. Late starters who embrace reality, commit to consistent action, and apply structured strategies can still achieve a retirement that provides dignity, independence, and confidence. The path requires honesty, focus, and relentless execution, but it is entirely possible. By combining disciplined saving, smart investing, debt reduction, income growth, healthcare planning, and mindset mastery, late starters can overcome the limitations of Social Security and secure a meaningful retirement despite starting later in life.